From CNN, the Trump administration will provide only half of usual food stamp benefits in November. It has been announced, ladies and gentlemen, some $4.65 billion from the SNAP contingency fund will be obligated to cover 50% of eligible households' current allotments for November, according to a sworn statement. Hey, that's the weaning off of the system that we had talked about. The decision came after a federal judge in Rhode Island ordered the USDA last week to either start providing full November benefits to recipients or partial benefits if the agency opts to only draw on SNAP's contingency fund. I will add, the court order literally says if they choose to do it. So the court didn't actually give a hard order. It said the funds are available, and if they choose, they can pull these funds and pay it. It did, however, say if they are going to do it, they have to do it now. So here's the question. Do we think the government will open? Now, I've talked to some people in government, and they think it's going to be till Christmas that it may remain shut down. And if that actually happens, it ain't going to open after Christmas because all the Congress is going to go on vacation. So then what happens? They're not calling a session in to negotiate this. Trump is saying, end the filibuster. Democrats won't budge. There is a decent probability that the government remains shut down into the new year.
Oops.
So what happens to food stamps? Trump only has 1 month at reduced rate to pay.
I mean, it looks like that they'll be able to put a Band-Aid on it for a little while, but if
I think they should shut it all down.
Or like
no more. I mean,
I'm not pro food stamp. The federal government shouldn't have these policies anyways. If the states want to do them, that's fine. But the federal government shouldn't be in the business of having these types of policies.
People who really need it can go to their local food banks, NGOs, or churches, or stand outside of a supermarket and ask for help from those willing to provide it.
WIC. WIC is the ultimate program. It's
WIC,
not WIC, but it's more like if you really need it. Like food stamps are just if you can't
telling
afford.
people to go stand in front of a supermarket and beg is very different from a government program that takes my money with a gun to my.
You don't want solicitors in front of grocery stores. Like you don't want people begging.
It's people.
That's like dirty where you flee the city for.
I would rather. No, because what you're talking about are. Hold on. You would rather be forced by the government taking your money than just have people standing outside the supermarket asking you to please give it.
Well, when you say, I mean, I've had people beg, and when you say no, this is why you ignore them when they ask you, because if you look at them and say no, they can get aggressive, and then you're like, oh shit, I've engaged.
It's West Virginia, I don't care.
Well, we're talking about cities right now. I mean, maybe we see this stuff in West Virginia, but
if people, I love this argument that Democrats proposed, paying criminals. Have you guys remember this one? They were saying one of the policies proposed by the left was to pay criminals not to commit crimes. That if you get convicted of a crime, upon release, they would say, we'll give you $500 a month if you don't commit another crime. If you get caught for any crime, you'll lose these benefits and go to jail. And the reason why was they said it costs more money to incarcerate them. So we actually save money by offering them cash not to be criminals. And it's just like, yes, that's called perverse incentive. And that means you'll convince a lot of people to at least commit one crime so they can get on the no crime program and go back to not committing crimes and getting paid forever. And then once the no crime benefits run out, they'll commit a crime again and then get free money. I ain't playing that. And so this is where we're currently at. There are people who genuinely need food stamps. I recognize that. But and I'm for food stamps. I am. Right now, I am not for the corruption. And we've got way too many morbidly obese people getting welfare. So right now I'm saying purge the system, start it all over.
I was thinking if you did that, if it you can't buy garbage with it. You can only buy the super healthy things, let's say, how that would disrupt our economy. Because I think these corporations rely on the subsidies from the food stamps to pay their bills.
I'm in favor of that. Here's what we say. EBT, food stamp, SNAP, whatever you want to call it, can only be used to buy fresh produce.
Yeah, that's kind of like WIC. That's why I brought up WIC.
Raw meat,
women,
fresh produce,
children.
nothing else.
If you look into the WIC program, it's for mothers basically with baby, women, infants, and children, and it's only for eggs, bread, cheese, milk, things like basic beans.
I think this would be fantastic, actually. And what they should propose is, right now, I think weaning off of it is good, and now we're at half the levels. Fantastic. They should say, think about what would happen to our economy if the government subsidized people's food, but only fresh vegetables and meats.
More corporations would start making.
You guys have the breakfast programs here for the kids in schools when they go to school in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
All the schools have that?
Lunch,
Yeah,
for
reduced
sure.
rates or
When
whatever.
the kids go to school, there's food for them at the school.
At
You guys
lunch.
have that?
So
Not
we
in the
have
morning?
in
normal.
I can speak for Illinois. They had for lunch free and reduced. If your family was poor, your lunch was free. If your family was not that poor, you get reduced. But here's the trick.
What about breakfast? Like breakfast is the most important meal of the
No.
day for some of these kids. Right?
I can't for Illinois. I can say I did not see any schools that did breakfast because
With the breakfast programs, which is, to me, that's pretty important for the kids, right?
you know what the secret was to Chicago public schools. You just say free.
Oh.
So the way it works is you would you'd pay for lunch with money, and then or a ticket. You'd like if your family paid, you get your lunch ticket or whatever. You'd go through a line. Then they'd be like, they got pizza, mashed potatoes, corn. Put it on your tray. Then you hand them your ticket. If you're reduced, you have a green ticket, and if you were free, you said free. So guess what everyone did?
Free.
Yep. That's it.
Oh, humanity.
I remember it was crazy being in like 6th grade, and we go on the line, and the other kids would just go, "I'm free."
Yep.
Because their parents didn't qualify, so they just not pay and just say free anyway. But the funny thing is, we actually had pseudo breakfast at my public school because I despise public school so much. Instead of doing recess, my school decided to do recess right before the day started as a technicality. Yep. So recess was like 7:30 to 8. So instead of having recess, you just show up to school at 8, and then there'd be no recess, and you get out of school at 2:30. Whereas recess used to be for my other schools, like you at noon, everyone goes and plays for a half hour to get it out of their
some
system. And
steam.
nope,
Yep.
that's not the way that. So what would happen is you could come for breakfast, recess, and breakfast, and they had the Super Donut. You guys remember Super Donuts?
No.
You don't know that one. You don't remember Super Donut? Oh man, you guys, someone restarted the company. Super Donut was a public school lunch and breakfast item that we had when we were kids.
With like stuff in it, maybe ham or cheese. It was just a donut.
Literal donut, just a donut in a package, and everyone loved it. And a company brought them back, and they're like, just like when you were a kid, everything you loved from grade school.
If they rebuilt WIC, or not WIC, the food stamps, like RFK's got this agenda of what he wants people to be eating. And if they could somehow say these foods particularly are going to be on the reintroduced food stamp program, you can get olive oil, you can get avocado oil and coconut oil, but you can't get any other oils. It would destroy the corn oil industry. I know. They don't want to do that.
I don't think that it would destroy the corn oil.
I don't think
industry.
so. I think big soybean oil and corn oil and cottonseed oil and all that.
The only thing that would destroy the corn oil industry would be ending corn subsidies.
But I agree. They should be giving out healthy food. If you got food stamps, I remember the debate at council. We made the companies put the calories up on the boards at the McDonald's or whatever. Right? I agree with that now. I didn't really want to vote for it when it came before, but like Tim said, a lot of obese people out there eating stuff not well educated.
But I don't. I don't think the calories, you go to the fast food restaurant, Taco Bell, and it's like a taco and it says 190 calories. I don't think it does anything. Because one of the problems that we've seen, I think one of the most devastating, let me put it this way. There's a guy named Norman Borlaug. Have you guys ever heard of him?
I have, but I don't know who he is.
They say that he saved 1 billion lives because I believe he was researching wheat. And he figured out how through artificial selection to increase crop yield by 4 times or something to that effect. However, the increase in crop yield does not increase nutrition because soil nutrition remains the same. And so what ends up happening is you get an increase in starches with no increase in nutritional value. What happens then? People have to slam boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese just to feel full. People need to eat whole boxes of cereal and they still don't feel full because you're not getting the actual nutrition your body needs. So now people are getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and they're hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. Meanwhile, for me, where I'm able to buy real food and healthy food and organic food, I got to tell you, man, my wife, she made pork belly. I don't know what you call it, fried pork belly or baked it. And 4 pieces of these little things. I'm full. I'm like, I could not eat anything else. Protein, high fat filling. And then what did we have alongside of it? Some vegetable. I can't remember what did she make.
It's those saturated fats is so important. And that means that the fat is carbon. It's a strand of carbon. And when it's saturated, that means it's surrounded by hydrogens. It's saturated with hydrogens. That's super important because it holds the electrons inside the fat, and that helps your cell. If it's unsaturated and it doesn't have the hydrogens, the electrons go flying off the fat. It messes up your endocrine system. It messes up your mitochondria.
Whatever the
You
case,
need to get saturated, healthy saturated fat.
I could probably eat 20 pancakes for breakfast without getting full. It just, carbs do nothing for me. Nothing. You give me a little bit of sausage, and I'm like, ugh, the protein that fills you up. But people are buying this garbage, empty starches.
Serge called it golden wheat. Was that like a technical golden? Oh, you're thinking the golden rice, but
It wasn't golden rice more nutritional? Yeah. So anyway, let's just say this. How about right now the compromise is we'll keep EBT going, but you can only buy produce, nothing else.
at least a start. You could reintroduce the program with
Fresh
just a
raw
few
meats,
things.
no seasoning, no spices, none of that. No chocolate,
Maybe salt.
no drinks. You got water coming out of the faucet, drink that.
Salt for sure. Maybe honey. You get your sweeteners.
I don't know about salt. Why salt?
Goes with everything. You need it. Salary. That's where the word
I don't
salary
need
comes
salt.
from.
Nah.
It's a Roman thing. They used to pay their soldiers with salt. It's so valuable. You need it. If you're going to give them meat, you got to give them salt. Otherwise, you're going to give them salted meat, and it's too much salt.
I don't know. I'm torn on the salt thing because you need salt, so maybe. But no pepper, no crushed red pepper flakes, no saffron. No, you go to the grocery store, and EBT only gets you fresh fruit and vegetables and fresh meat. That's it. Nothing else.
Just beans and rice.
Beans and rice are a good one to
That's
sell.
it. No, I'm just kidding. There shouldn't be an EBT. Let states do it. The federal government shouldn't be doing it at all.
Well, the reason I say this is as a way to wean off the system, and it also subsidizes healthier foods, and it weakens the companies that produce garbage foods. So this will reorient as we wean the system down into people eating healthier foods.
Yeah, and corporations reformatting to build healthier foods, to create them and produce them. That's a good idea.
Indeed.
I'm sure that has some unseen consequences on the system, but I think that's the direction we should head.
Well, we solved that problem.
Thanks, Phil.
So,
You look good, by the way. Did I tell you that?
pardon me?
You look good.
Well, thank you very much. I'm surprised that I look good considering how little sleep I've been.
Look like you lost a little weight.
It's possible.
Raising a newborn.
It's possible.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. You were about to say something prolific. I got in your way.
No, I probably wasn't going to say something prolific.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.